Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Right now, there is a lot of issues revolving around the declaration made by Sunday Igboho in respect to independence for the Yoruba nation. Remember that some few days ago he said he's no more interested in one Nigerian project, but he's looking at the independence of Yoruba nation. And guess what? Many people are of the opinion that is actually the case of Jacob's voice, but yet Esau's hand. The case of Esau's hand, but yet the voice of Jacob, which means that he is co-sponsored by many. We are going to look at that in a jiffy because the accusation is becoming very stiff on virtually all the stakeholders in the Yoruba land. Fingers are being pointed at them as being behind everything that Sunday Igboho is doing. All right, but before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. All right, let's look at the news in detail. The latest statement by Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho, now popularly referred to as Yoruba activists, declaring Yoruba nation a separate country may just be a replay of the hand of Esau, with a voice belonging to Jacob, stakeholders have said. Igboho came to national prominence after he issued a quit notice to Fulani headsmen believed to have been terrorizing the Biafra area of Oyo State. Specifically, he gave them 7 days to leave the area, or they wouldn't be forced to do so. Though many took the quit notice as a joke of some sort, arguing that he has no right to ask any Nigerian to leave wherever they may choose to reside, he and his followers made good their threat, as on the due date he stormed Iganga, which was then the epicenter of the alleged criminal activities of the headsmen. In the process, Siriki Fulani of Iganga was dislodged from the area and he had to flee to Ilorin, where he has made his abode till date. This singular action by Igboho catapulted him to national prominence both positively and negatively. For many, he is a non-state actor that has no right to embark on such adventure, while many Yoruba supremacists applauded him to high heavens, elevating him to the status of a called hero who has come to deliver his people from perceived bondage. As good as many may have viewed his activities, Igboho on Sunday took his activism to another level, declaring, albeit unilaterally, that Yoruba people are no longer part of Nigeria. In a video that went viral, Igboho, with a caveat, announced that the Yoruba people of the Southwest geopolitical zone were tired of belonging to Nigeria and the Yoruba nation is in the offing. Igboho said the Yorubas that are everywhere are larger than most countries. Therefore, we call on the global community and the United Nations to come and separate us. We are no longer interested in being part of Nigeria because this becomes war. They need to intervene because we want to go. As it stands now, we are no longer under Nigeria. If they don't intervene, it will go beyond control. I have gone beyond the point where we keep quiet. We are no longer scared to voice out. We are not safe anywhere. We can't sleep in peace. We can't travel in peace. What have we done? Are we slaves? We don't do wrong by existing. We only choose the wrong leaders, and we are saying enough is enough. Tinkan in Lagos, Apapa, the director are Fulani men. The two ports we have, the controllers are Fulanis. We don't want them anymore. All our kings are solidly behind us. Any of them that want to deny it should make a press conference. Let's see. He won't see the light of the next day. My advice to the Yorubas in the north is to find your way back home. Start coming home. It's time. We have suffered enough. Let's not fight among each other. Let's unite for a common cause. It is time to come home. That's all I have to say. Not to be caught unaware, some youth in the northern part of the country, the Arewa Youth Assembly, said that since Sunday Igboho had declared the Yoruba nation, saying they will no longer accommodate and accept the presence of Northerner, he should in the next 74 hours evacuate his people from the north or they will help him in doing so. The Northern Youth, in a statement signed by Mohammed Salihu Danlami, Speaker, Arewa Youth Assembly on Friday, said the Arewa Youth Assembly still affirm its position as a law-abiding civil youth organization. Notwithstanding, it will not fold its arm and watch innocent Nigerians being threatened by individuals who clearly have no regard and respect for the law. As such, we would like to bring to the notice of Mr. Igboho that since it is he who wants his people out of the north to form a Yoruba nation, we will make it easy for him by asking Mr. Igboho to provide means of transportation to convey his people to the southwest. We are hereby giving him the ultimatum of 72 hours to move his people out, or we will be forced to take necessary action by personally taking the responsibility of getting his people back home. We have kept quiet for the sake of peace and for the respect of the law of our country. But as Mr. Igboho rightly said, enough is enough. He either called himself and his accomplice to order or force us to retaliate the best way we could. It is in the light of this recent event that we wish to call on the Northern Elders, traditional rulers, and all security agencies to support us in accomplishing this task of evacuating the Yorubas out of the 19 northern states and the FCT Abuja, making it a very peaceful exercise devoid of loss of lives and destruction of property or hijacked by hoodlums to prevent the reoccurrence of NSAS protests. With the response from the northern youth, either real or mere bluff, it is certain that the latest utterance of Mr. Igboho may do more harm than good to not the Yoruba people resident in the north, but also the Nigerian nation. In a bid to understand the confidence and temerity with which Igboho has been carrying out his activity, we spoke to a number of Yoruba stakeholders and the ordinary man on the street, and they were unanimously that it is impossible for him to be acting alone without backing of some powerful forces who share the same ideology with him. For many of the respondents, Igboho is merely a front man and the voice of his backers, insisting that he is too low in the hierarchy of Yoruba elders and leaders to make such sweeping statement he made in the viral video. For one, Mr. Tunde Sosina, who sees himself more as a Nigerian before being a Yoruba, it was unfortunate that a character like Igboho, an acclaimed talk, though allegedly, could be speaking on behalf of the highly sophisticated people of the Southwest. It is really unfortunate that Igboho has been elevated to such a height that he would come out and speak on behalf of the Yoruba nation. It is actually disheartening and an aberration that a race that parades such eminent personalities as we have can be reduced to such a level that Igboho can declare that we are no longer a part of Yoruba. And when you consider the fact that opinion leaders in the zone have not found it expedient to speak out against what he has said and declared, you begin to think there is more to it than meeting the eyes. Whatever they are thinking that had not made them speak out against the supposed unilateral declaration is best known to them. But honestly, I believe Igboho has some backing. That's what the young man had to say. Another person speaking in the same direction, Mr. Agbola Oyekemi, said the presence of Professor Banji Akintoye, the leader of the Yoruba World Congress and a known advocate of the Yoruba nation away from Nigeria, speaks volume of the kind of backing Igboho has. When I saw Professor Akintoye in the video, I knew immediately that Igboho is not acting alone, as the respected academics share exactly the same view with him, and he has not hidden that fact over the years. But what I find curious is the fact that the professor, with all his exposure and experience, will sit back to allow Igboho to play a leading role in such an instance. It may also be that because of his crudeness and oratory vibration, they think he is better in driving home the points they are trying to make. But whichever way you view it, what they allow to happen is a big insult to the Yoruba nation, both at home and the diaspora. Another respondent who does not want his name mentioned said that the silence of Afenifere is disturbing, insisting that the leadership of the Apex Yoruba Sociocultural Organization is both disturbing and implicating. According to the person, he said, I smell a rat with the silence of Afenifere. By now, they should have come out with a statement condemning Igboho's declaration if they are not secretly backing him or if he's not doing their bidding. The group over the years have also spoken out on issues affecting the Yoruba people, even in less serious manner, but when they are needed most to provide direction, they are nowhere to be found. You will recall that the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, shortly after Sari Dakubo declared the Biafra customary government and annexing the region into it, come out to disassociate themselves, declaring that it is not a secessionist group, but one that is fighting for true federalism and restructuring. That, to me, is what an organization that is not working in concert with Igboho should have done. Speak out, make your stand known in an ambiguous manner, but for now, one may be right to conclude that Afenifere is complicit in it. That's what the young man said. Another person bearing his mind on this issue, one Mr. Adiola Ojo, believed declaring a separate nation or government out of Nigeria has now become fashionable, following in the step of Nnamdi Kanu and most recently Asari Dakubo. According to him, he said, for me, it is the season of unilateral declaration of independent republics and constitution of alternative government. It is the new trend for tribal activists, and it may not be long before someone or a group in the north will come out to join the circus show. For me, the likes of Kanu, Asari, and Igboho should not be taken seriously, especially Igboho, who is merely basking in his newfound fame and visibility. So he must do everything to himself in the spotlight, and what better way does he have than to play to the gallery, which he has just done. No one should lose sleep over the empty declaration and trade, because they are only meant to foster the runner's image of freedom, right, or activism that has been attached to them. Other respondents who crave anonymity for one reason or the other opine that the activities of Mr. Igboho are embedded with more dangerous than good for Yoruba people domiciled in other parts of the country. According to him, if the ultimatum of 72 hours for Yoruba people to leave the north is taken seriously, then Igboho has successfully exposed the same people he claimed to be fighting for to more dangers. Some other respondents, however, applauded him for being courageous and committed to the liberation of the Yoruba race. According to this group, the so-called leaders and elders of the race have abandoned the people for their selfish personal interests, leaving someone like Igboho to rise to the occasion. Wow. So much to say here, but time will not permit us to do exactly that. Go to our comment section. Let us interact. Do you think that what Sunday Igboho is currently doing have the support of all the stakeholders, key statement, elites of the Yoruba land? Already we know a lot of people are behind him. Most of the monarchs are behind him. Some political elites are also behind him. Do you think that the Afeniferes and the other personalities who have not spoken about his latest statement are all supporting the position